Now we're going to look at binding parameters to different fields while creating an action recording. So if I open up my test case here, if we scroll down, you can see I've got my parameters here. Now as you can see, you can put one parameter per step, or you can put multiple parameters per step. I've done both just for this example. Down here we can see the different iterations I have. I have 3 iterations in this test case. So when I'm creating this action recording and binding my parameters, I'll bind the parameters for this first iteration, and then I can just play the second 2 iterations without having to do anything. So let's save and close this and start our test case. I'm going to click create action recording and start test. Now up here again we can see the different iterations. We're running the first iteration. So this first step has already been recorded because it's a shared step, so I'm just going to play that. And my browser is opened up. I can now start creating my action recording and binding my parameters when I get to the certain stage. So I'm going to try and go through this pretty quickly. Okay. Now I'll just bind these last couple of steps before I get to creating my parameters. Now, here I'm at my first parameter. We can see that this parameter is active because the little blue arrow signifies that, or defines that this is tied to my paste function. So all I have to do is select the field that I want to paste into and press Ctrl V, and my parameter is now pasted in. I'll confirm this test result and I move on to my next parameter. Again we can see that location and Blarney is the specified parameter. So I'm going to select my field here and click Ctrl V, and now my parameter is pasted in. Now to move on to the next field, I can either click on it or I can press the tab button, and we can see now that this parameter is now bound. This little icon here shows that this parameter is bound with location, and I also get a little tick here to successfully say that the parameter is bound. Now all I have to do is press Ctrl V again, and we can see that it is pasted in the information for the second parameter here. So I'm going to mark this as complete. I'm going to select NA here and finish off the action recording and click next. Now at this stage I'm just going to close my browser, mark those 2 steps. I'm going to click end iteration and move to the next. So we can see that that is finished, and now all I have to do is press start test. And what I can do here now is I can press play and play each step one by one. I can press play all. What else I can do is I can press shift and pick what stage I want to go to, and then press play, and the test runner will run through the steps that I've highlighted until we get to this step here, step 13. So let's do that. So you can see the action recording is playing through. and this is going to move quite quickly. Once it actually gets to the website, and it'll start pasting in the data and running through the different steps quite quickly. So now we can see the parameters being pasted in, and now it's got to the stage that I defined. So now I have to do the next step myself, or I'll just press play again. So I'll press play again. Sorry, I'll have to highlight the step and then press play. So we can see it's moved on again. So now I can again press end iteration and move to next. And now I'm now on my third iteration. So this time I'm just going to press play all. And once again the test runner is going to run through it quite quickly once it gets up and going. And there we go. See, once again the third iteration of data is being pasted in, and it's now finished. Now that that's done, I can press end iteration, and it's completed all 3 iterations and it's marked as successful. So now I can just press save and close. I can see that that test is marked successfully passed.